From Abergele to Prestatyn, Rhyl to Denbigh, this is Sound Radio 103.1.
And guess what? With it being a Monday, it's time for this.
Let Conwy Employment Hub help you develop the skills you need to get back into work and then help you find a job. Register online today.
So he's back in the studio today. Steve Griffiths from... Where are you from? I've forgotten where you're from now.
Don't ask me, Gary.
Okay. Conwy Employment Hub, of course.
That's the one. That's the one.
Right. So you brought a very, very special guest with you this afternoon, haven't you?
I didn't bring you roses, but I brought you a very special guest.
Oh.
So, yeah. I will let the gentleman that I brought with me today explain, who he is, what we're doing, and the special day and the special thing that he's got to sort of talk about today. So
his name's Ed Brookes, but we'll speak with Ed a little bit later when you've gone through your raft of jobs around the region.
Today's not all about me, Gary.
Oh, isn't
I almost
it?
called you Barry again then. I don't know, I've got Barry White in my head at the moment, but
you called Barry White Gary White last week.
Gary White last week, wasn't it? Yeah, I've just got a few updates.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Fine. That's brilliant.
Just to mention from Conwy Council's perspective, we have a jobs fair which is taking place on this coming Wednesday, on the 16th of this month, which is Wednesday, 10 till 4, and this is through Bodelwyddan Hotel. Sorry, I should say it's with Aviva Buses Wales on the 16th of this month, as well as Tir Prince, Presthaven, Bodelwyddan Castle, Tyrmawr Holiday Park, Lions Holiday Parks and Pontins, and they're all going to be taking place at a jobs fair over at the Clwyd Chambers at Clwyd Street in Rhyl this coming Wednesday. So quite a few employers desperate for staff. They're talking all day about what vacancies they've got in the area. So if you're out of work or wanting a different type of job at the moment, please head over to the Clwyd Chambers site over in Rhyl. Plenty of really big, decent employers from this area over there on that day. So that's one update I've got, Gary. Let's have a look. What else we got? We've got a mention for a programme that's been sort of backed by the Prince's Trust, and this is to encourage more women into employment in this region at the moment. The demographics are still sort of swaying towards the male population in terms of work, so they're holding some sessions this coming month and next month, and this is all to sort of look at supporting women into employment. So they're looking at various employability courses, empowerment, inspiration for women between the ages of 16 and 30. So if you want sort of more information on that, don't ask me because I haven't got it in front of me. Let me just have a quick look at the email that I've got here. Bear with me 2 seconds. I should have come prepared, shouldn't I? Let's have a quick look at this.
Mind the gap, folks.
Can't you sing for a few minutes?
No, I don't think I'll bother with that one.
No,
Steve.
okay, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, there are various programs. Like I said, there's about 6 going on this month and next. If you'd like more information of joining the program, it's a lady called Alicia, and she's at the Prince's Trust. So it's alicia.carn@princess-trust.org.uk, or telephone number to book yourself on the course 0800 842 842. So various employability programs helping women into the workplace. So it's very apt, if a lot of young ladies have had children, young families, and I'm not being sort of discriminatory or sexist, but it is quite difficult if you've had a year or two out of employment, getting back into the employment sort of market, especially through after a pandemic, when the whole job market has changed, and the way of finding work has all sort of differed, and the sort of new ways of doing CVs, new ways of looking for work, and so on.
It's all changed, hasn't it?
Everything's changed. So I think, DWP messaged me the other day, and they wanted me just to mention one of their employability programs as well. So there's a program called PACE, and this is all designed to help parents or guardians back into work and training. So it's a little bit like I've just mentioned now, the Prince's Trust sort of element for ladies, getting back into the workplace. But this one is a program a little bit like the ones that I manage through Conwy Council. So for us, there's Communities for Work, there's Communities for Work Plus, and this PACE. So PACE offers lots of childcare provisions. They help with costs. So if you're a young parent, male or female, single or in a couple, but you're struggling with working and taking on the cost of childcare, because as anybody with children knows, it's extremely expensive and it can be a barrier into employment or training. PACE is the department to get in touch with. Now they are holding a pop-in centre on the 28th of this month between 10 and 4 over at the Llanrwst Library. So if you want to find out a little bit more about what they do and the help they can give you with children, you can take your kids along, then please do so. For more information, you can go onto the DWP website, so that's www.dwp.gov.uk, and if you put PACE in, that will come up as well, so give you a little bit more insight into what help is out there. Because I think, Gary, since you and I have been discussing employability, I think you've been surprised on the help and support that's out there for
it was never like this years ago. But it has to. It's had to progress, hasn't it? So
it's changed a heck of a lot, hasn't it? So I've got another mention. I've just had another email as well from the education department, and I won't go through job descriptions on these, Gary, but I'll just give them a mention. But Ysgol Sant Elfod is requiring 2 teachers. Ysgol y Creuddyn needs a temporary drama and music teacher. Ysgol Glanwydden has got a role for a midday supervisor. Ysgol Nant y Groes has got 2 temporary Key Stage 2 teachers needed, as well as teaching assistants at level 3. Ysgol Bro Cernyw is after some teaching assistants to level 3. Ysgol y Gogarth is after 2 child care officers, and Ysgol Dyffryn Conwy is after a temporary head of the music department. So if you're listening and you're interested in work in education, plenty out there still at the moment, and this is just a small snapshot of the vacancies that we've got in Conwy Council at the moment.
Blimey heck, that's quite a short list for you.
Well, look, I don't want to be taking all our time this week talking about that, but
so you brought a guest with you this week.
A lovely gentleman is sat next to me at the moment. Well,
actually, when you opened the door and Ed Brookes popped his head round the door, I thought, I recognise that fella, and he's just reminded me of the Washington in Llandudno, where he used to frequent many, many years ago. A very, very good afternoon to you, Ed, and it's so lovely to see you. I recognise you straight away, but I couldn't remember who you were.
Oh, thanks, Gary. Good afternoon to you and to Steve, and happy Valentine's to you both, and also to everybody out there.
Hey, see, he's polite. He's not like you when you come in here. Just get on with it and you go, don't you? You fling your hook later on. So you've got a fabulous story to tell us, and an amazing tune, to be honest with you. And you, are very lucky, Ed, because on my show I only play soul music. But today, reading the backstory on what you're going to talk about now, I thought, I can't resist this. I've got to get him on the show. So tell us who you are first. I know you're from Lister's Interiors, aren't you?
Yes.
But you've got another story to tell us, haven't you?
That's right.
It's a sad, but it's a happy story as well,
Yeah, that's right. It's So I'm from Lister's. Everybody knows Lister's. Used to have a great shop in Rhyl, but unfortunately not there now. But just like to thank everybody for supporting us over lockdown, actually. Yeah. From the local areas. If it wasn't for you guys all out there, we wouldn't still be here. So thanks again for getting on the website and buying loads of bits. But yeah, regarding the song, thanks again for having me on. The song, Til We Can Run, it came about after my mum was poorly. She had a stroke, and it was over lockdown, and we were all stuck in our homes or wherever we were. I'm sure you were probably...
Yeah.
Were you here, Gary?
I was here.
Yeah. So basically, my mum suffered a stroke. We couldn't go and see her, but we were talked over the phone. My mum was talking about how she dreamt of this big party at the end of lockdown, and we'd all been vaccinated. We all have and we could all meet up and have a huge party. And we talked about it, and we were all excited about it. And then, unfortunately, she passed away. And I know so many people out there can resonate with me. So many people have had such a bad time over lockdown, over the whole last few years. And my brother and myself decided after the funeral that we should give something back. And what we wanted to do was create a song for Mum. So we created the song Til We Can Run. And Til We Can Run was a song about the hopes and dreams of everybody, really. And we wanted to kind of create an uplifting, positive song.
It is very uplifting.
Well, thank you. That was the plan. I mean, my mum's favourite music was classical music. So the song itself, when you listen to it and you hear it, you realise it starts quite classical, then it goes quite pop, and then it ends up quite dancey. It does.
Yeah.
And my mum was such a positive person, and we wanted to try and get this across in the song, which is obviously what we've tried to do, and we've hopefully done. And that's basically it in a nutshell. We followed the sort of Hey Jude song from the Beatles to try and start off with the, just Paul McCartney with the piano, and ended up in this big anthem.
Yeah.
So the idea was trying to create something, and it's just gone unbelievably for us. The fact that it's across the world, and there's people. I mean, I've got a dance academy in South Africa, Kim Field Dance Academy, that have actually just done a dance to it.
Really?
Yes. And
that is awesome.
It's incredible. So seeing this amazing dance academy and seeing the primary school children dancing to the song over the other side of the world, is just incredible.
And there's a video to go with this as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a video. So there's a video that I've obviously over lockdown. I couldn't create a video. I had to use free stock images and video. So what I did was I tried to create the story of what the song meant with the video.
Well, it does. It follows it really, really beautifully. No, it does, honestly.
Oh, thank you. But but yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, it's myself and my brother
Pete. Yeah,
Pete.
Don't forget to mention his name, Pete.
And we in fact, he was in the Washington that Boxing Day in 1993, which I remember dancing to Kung Fu fighting.
Oh, you're not hearing that today.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some inspiration from you, Gary, there. So, So my brother was the other side. He's the other half of Brothers Abide. He lives in Reading, and this song was created. The other thing I should say is that this song was created online, and I collaborated with people all over the world. So the lead singer's from Madagascar, the backing singers are from Nigeria and Kenya. We've got violinists from Romania and England.
God.
It was mixed and mastered in Amsterdam and Germany, and my brother's obviously he lives in Reading in England, and I'm in Wales. So it's incredible that we've created this anthem, and we like to think it's a bit of a COVID anthem, but we just wanted to share some positivity and just to make everybody feel good, and that's it, and that's what we wanted to do.
So what I'd like you to do, first of all, Steve, say your goodbyes, and I'll see you next week.
Goodbye, Gary. I'll see you next week. I think we should just play this song.
All right. Okay. Well, first of all, we've got to identify ourselves, and then I'll play the song, okay? Thank you very much for coming in this week, Ed. This has been fascinating with me, and I was reading the story about it yesterday, and then I read it again today, and I read it again before I came in, just so I can get everything right for you. So, Ed, thank you very much, and good luck with it.
Gary.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Let Conwy Employment Hub help you develop the skills you need to get back into work, and then help you find a job. Register online today.